Oh, indeed, and the Schalke Arena is bouncing to my left. A sea of Spanish yellow and red to my right. A sea of Italian royal blue. It's a true heavyweight clash. Well, Gelsenkirchen is known as the city of 1,000 fires, and this is a match to set any major tournament alight. The clash of two European superpowers, the holders against the only nation ever to win back-to-back Euros, and a repeat of the semi-final 3 years ago, and indeed the final back in 2012. Bringing the flames for Talk Sport is the former Newcastle manager Alan Pardew. Just how tantalising is this?
Well, it looks to be a great game. I mean, it's the first time two of the big football nations clash, and both in great form. Italy unbeaten in 7, Spain unbeaten in 4. You know, this looks like one of those games where there's going to be margins are going to be so tight. Great to see Yamal and Williams again picked tonight, two young players in the wide areas for Spain. They will cause Italy some troubles. But we do know one thing about the Italians. They defend well. They know how to see a game out.
And they may have to use those qualities here tonight as the respective captain, Spain's Alvaro Morata, and the Italy goalkeeper, player of the tournament from the last Euros, Gianluigi Donnarumma, exchange pennants and go through the pre-match coin toss. Spain make one change from the side that simply swept Croatia away in Berlin on Saturday. It is in force. Nacho has a muscle problem, so Aymeric Laporte returns maybe sooner than they would have ideally wanted. It means Unai Simon once again is the goalkeeper. A back four of Carvajal, Lenormand, Laporte and Cucurella. Pedri, Rodri and Fabian Ruiz make up midfield, with Yamal and Williams either side of Alvaro Morata up front. Italy named the same side but conceded inside the first minute against Albania and still went on to win. Donnarumma their goalkeeper, Di Lorenzo, Bastoni, Calafiori, Di Marco the back four, Jorginho Barella in midfield, Fratesi, Pellegrini and Chiesa behind Scamacca up front. Before kick-off, a minute's silence in memory of the former UEFA General Secretary Gerhard Aigner, who sadly passed away at the age of 80. So a somber start to what should be a scintillating evening here on Talk Sport. Spain against Italy hopefully will raise the move back home after a pretty underwhelming England performance in that 1-1 draw against Denmark. Don't forget, Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara will be taking your calls on that game once we're finished here. 03717 22 3344 is the number to give your reaction as England pick up a point that keeps them top of the group, but means they may well need something against Slovenia in their final game to progress to the round of 16. The maths in this one is simple. Victory for either side would see them go through as group winners, that following Albania's dramatic 2-2 draw against Croatia in the other game of Group B yesterday. Italy, all in white, shooting from right to left, get us off and underway in Gelsenkirchen. Spain in their usual red jerseys, navy blue shorts and red socks are attacking the goal away to our right, and here's Alan Pardew.
Yeah, well, the stadium, I would say, is a good three-quarters Italian tonight, so the emphasis is on the Italians with the support majorly on their side. But this Spanish team really were impressive in our first game that we see cooking, and we're looking for more of it tonight.
Yeah, that game done and dusted before half-time, 3-0 up at the break. Just saw it out professionally in the Olympic Stadium against Croatia. You feel this one will be a step up in calibre of opponent. We've got a goal kick for the Spanish, and interestingly Unai Simon has left it for Laporte to Send it long upfield, left-footed, and it'll be nodded down inside the Italian half of the field by Alessandro Bastoni. Got one of those goals in the comeback win against Albania last time out. Here's Lamine Yamal, who was really influential in the opening game. Plays the ball infield this time to Fabian Ruiz. His toe pokes it out to the left-hand side in Cucurella, and now Nico Williams with the opportunity to run it. Di Lorenzo, and he gets across into the penalty area, and it's a brilliant save to deny Spain a quick-fire opener. Williams with a brilliant ball swung into the centre, Pedri with a header, and Donnarumma acrobatically turns it behind for a corner inside the first couple of minutes. That's a brilliant stop.
Well, it's an absolute golden chance, and actually Yamal's coming after him. I think Yamal would have scored, but Pedri, I don't think, is the best header of the ball, by the way. That was an awful header, but he got it on target, tucked over. Great chance.
Corner taken short, swung in by Williams, looking for the head of the captain Morata, but the white Italian jerseys clear it away, and in the end it will be picked up by the vastly experienced Donnarumma. Winning his 64th cap tonight, he bowls it out straight away to the left-hand side, and a chance for Calafiori to pick out DiMarco. Calafiori, who had an excellent season at Bologna, bit of a surprise package in Serie A, attracting plenty of interest, including from clubs in the Premier League. One to watch out for tonight as there's a collision on the halfway line. Carvajal went down under the challenge from Lorenzo Pellegrini, and Spain have a free kick just inside their own half, 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Williams will definitely be boosted by that, because he took on the fullback and beat him with, all hands down, really. And the cross was right on the money, and Spain should have the lead, really. But they got good possession here. Both fullbacks high.
With Cucurella, plays it down the left-hand side. Oh, Williams gets into the penalty area. He's going to try and cut it back. Is he for Pedri? Maybe just held onto it a fraction too long. He's frustrated with himself because it would have been another decent opening for Spain, who've started this game like an absolute train. Italy can't get out of their own half here on TalkSport. Yamal into Pedri again on the edge of the area, and Calafiori steps in but only gets it half clear. It's picked up by Carvajal in the right back position. Still goalless, but Italy are having to defend for their lives in the early stages.
Well, Di Lorenzo, I mean, he's been absolutely roasted twice, and what have he had? Three and a half minutes. So I don't think he'll be feeling great. Nico Williams, that was a tremendous run. He just didn't get his pass off in time, did he?
Carvajal dabbing the ball down the line for the quicksilver Yamal. He's going to have a run at DiMarco, gets his cross into the area, cleared by Calafiori, and then volleyed away by Federico DiMarco. And Italy here are just going to try and keep possession. Bit overzealous in the challenge. Laporte on Scamacca, the former West Ham striker, and it's a free kick for the Italians just on the edge of the centre circle, and a chance for them to breathe at last.
Well, as I say, the wide players of Spain is definitely the strength of this team, and both have taken the fullbacks on in these early minutes, and both have had joy getting crosses in, and Italy certainly will be worried immensely about that kind of attributes that they bring.
Jorginho gets his ball, his studs over the top of the ball in midfield, plays it out to the left-hand side, and DiMarco. Now Barella. You sense the Italians, and they're all white strip, just want a decent spell of possession here to take a bit of sting out of this early Spanish onslaught. Bastoni goes back to his goalkeeper. Donnarumma quickly closed down by Morata. Some anxious gasps from the Italian fans behind the goal, but they have got it clear, and then it's chipped forward on that right-hand side and intercepted by Marc Cucurella of Chelsea. Here's Rodri now in the bright pink boots. Taps it forward to Fabian Ruiz. 6 minutes gone on TalkSport. Spain 0, Italy 0. Both of the other games today have ended in draws, both in England's group. 1-1 between Serbia and Slovenia. Serbia needed a late equaliser there, and Denmark came from behind to hold England to the same scoreline in Frankfurt. And for all the reaction to that, check out the TalkSport website, talksport.com. Jorginho forward. One back high up the field by Aymeric Laporte for Spain. They're suffocating their Italian opponents at the moment. Here's Pedri, who came so close to opening the scoring with that early header. Tapped over the crossbar by Donnarumma, and a Free kick here for Italy. I think he just lost control of the ball, Pedri, and he went sliding in and clearly caught Lorenzo Pellegrini. It's a free kick for Italy on the edge of their own penalty area. Luciano Spalletti in that bright blue jacket with the word Italia emblazoned in big letters on the back of it is looking a bit apprehensive down there, Alan Pardew, and maybe with good reason.
Well, you know, Spain definitely started the faster and looked more energetic and pressing, a bit like the Barcelona, the great teams that we've seen in the past. There's a high press from them and they've turned the ball over. This time, Pedri just takes it, you know, when those players just overrun it and then they full stretch to try and keep the possession and keep the move going. And he's hurt, I can't think of that, it's Pellegrini, who's a very big player for Italy in that 10 shirt.
Yeah, celebrated his 28th birthday yesterday, Lorenzo Pellegrini. Got one or two stub marks, I think, as a present from Pedri, the Roma captain. He's actually ruled out of the last European Championships, picked up an injury literally the day before the tournament began. He's just getting a bit of freeze spray applied.
And I like that, you know, you're saying about the manager's got Italia written on the back of his jacket. All the Italian squad have that. And it's like, it's nice, isn't it? They, you know, they always have those trendsetters, aren't they, the Italians? Yeah, looks quite cool, I think.
They did look very neatly decked out when they made their way out onto the pitch before kick-off. It was clear, actually. I mean, we can see it now visibly with the blue shirts all around us and that pocket of red and yellow Spanish contingent over on the left-hand side, but you could hear it in the warm-ups because the Spanish players, when they came out, got an almighty round of boos.
A bit like England at the end.
Yeah, not for the first time in recent months either, as far as England are concerned. Another free kick here for Italy. Fatesi goes down over on the right-hand side, just inside the Spanish half. Cucurella caught him late. If they can make this a niggly stop-start game, Italy, I think it would probably suit them.
Absolutely right. The Italians, very masters of the dark arts of football, and they've done enough to just slow the tempo a little bit here.
They had the ball now, and he played it all the way back into their own half, where Alessandro Bastoni picks it up, plays it towards the halfway line. Neat little flick from Fatesi, and another foul by Cucurella. And he's going to get a warning here, I think, from the referee. In fact, this time it was Laporte pulling him back. Cucurella was about to come in for the challenge, but his teammate did the damage for him. Again, Italy played a free kick back into their own half. You're listening to Euro Game Day live on Talk Sport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Here's Scamacca inside the penalty area. Tried the little back heel. It's intercepted by Rodri before Fatesi could get there, and then Rodri upended by Federico Chiesa. 0-0 the score, Alan Pardew. The last 3 minutes have been very disjointed.
Yeah, but a good break from Italy. A good header by Pellegrini, put the striker in, and then Rodri does what Rodri does best. He come back, cleared it up, took the ball wide and drew a foul, and Spain got position back.
He's back with their goalkeeper, all in black, Unai Simon. He this time plays the ball upfield to Morata. Headed down into the path of Pedri. He's got Nico Williams in front of him. Morata has peeled out to that left wing position. Crosses towards Williams. Oh, that would have been a terrific goal. And he heads it wide from inside the 6-yard box. He's frustrated. That would have literally been from one end of the field to the other. It's a teasing cross from Morata, and Nico Williams knows he should score.
Well, he's done well to miss that. I mean, Morata, he's pulled on the left-hand side of the box, come back on his right foot and whipped a fantastic ball. Williams is inside the far post. All he's got to do is get it on target. The pace is such that it's going to go in, and he's got pushed it wide.
Two glorious Spanish chances inside the first 11 minutes here in the Ruhr Valley in Western Germany. 0-0 on the score sheet, but surely at the moment it's only a matter of time before Spain get themselves in front. Here is Fabian Ruiz, 10 yards inside his own territory. Forward to Nico Williams again. And a lovely dart beyond his marker. before playing it back towards the central Italian half to Fabian Ruiz. Now Cucurella over on the far touchline takes over for Spain. Everybody bar Simon, the goalkeeper, inside the Italian half at the moment. 0-0 the score, and you're listening to Talk Sport in the company of Alan Pardew, the former Newcastle and West Ham United manager, and me, Alex Crook. Another action-packed day on the network from these 2024 European Championship. That was a rash challenge by Fatesi on Laporte. He's going to get a telling off here from the Slovenian referee Slavko Vincic.
Yeah, it was just physical, really. He played the ball back the Spanish centre half, and the Italian come late and sort of physically manhandled him to the ground. But poor Di Lorenzo, and right back, what a start he's had. Nico Williams is absolutely causing him all sorts of problems.
These two wide players for Spain, the 16-year-old Yamal, Williams on the other flank. They're throwbacks, aren't they, really?
Absolutely.
Wingers who want to take on the fullbacks, want to get to the byline and want to get crosses into the area. So often now we see wingers playing on the opposite side, wanting to cut in and maybe get a shot away. Certainly not the case with this Spanish team. That's a lovely ball from Rodri. He sweeps it 50 yards out to his left. Here comes Williams again, running at Di Lorenzo into the penalty area. Cucurella has made the overlap and will get a cross in here over the head of everybody, including young Yamal. Disappointing final ball, and Italy should be able to get it clear 0-0. And they come forward on the counter-attack with Barella on this left-hand side. Di Marco ahead of him, looking for Scamacca in the centre. Cleared away by Laporte, picked up again by Nicolo Barella for Italy. And he just rolls it back towards the halfway line, and Calafiori. And sometimes these big matches between two potential tournament winners so early in the competition could be a case of cancelling each other out. Hasn't been that way at all in the first 14 minutes. Really open game here. Jorginho over the top, looking for Scamacca. The goalkeeper was a long way off his line. Laporte got there ahead of Scamacca, made it difficult as the number 9 for Italy tried to lift it over Seaman. The flag went up anyway, and Spain restart with a free kick, and it's still 0-0 somehow.
Yeah, Scamacca made a good run actually. He was only just offside, but that ball in behind is a good weapon for Italy. Barella is a massive player for them. He was brilliant in the first game, and he's just got a little bit of influence in this opening sort of 13-14 minutes for Italy. Looks the one player that's got the little bit of class that might bring the Italians the game.
And he was one of the key men when they won the last Euros, Italy. Here's Pedri, wins it high up the field, into Morata, gets a shot away, blocked by Calafiori. And the referee's going to stop play here because there's an Italian player down. It's Di Lorenzo. I think he's probably just knackered, having had to go up against Nico Williams for the first 15 minutes.
Well, not only is Nico Williams roasted him 3 times down the sideline, he's now actually given him a clip round the ear as well, just for good measure. He got his arm straight into his nose. So Nico Williams and Lorenzo having a hell of a battle. Only one winner at the minute.
I don't know what's been more frantic actually, this opening spell of the game from Spain, or our Uber driver on the way to the stadium playing his heavy house music. I'm not sure he was that impressed when you asked him if he had any Beethoven, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure he knew who he was.
He did find some calming classical music after that. It was a much more serene journey. Yeah. Maybe that's what the Italians need in their dressing room at half-time. Bit of chill time. Goalless on Talk Sport. Third game of the day. England having been held by Denmark. Get your calls in to Messrs Cundy and O'Hara after this match. 0371722 334. And don't forget to join TalkSport Breakfast tomorrow morning. Gabby Agbonlahor live here in Germany. I'm sure Alan Brazil will be giving him plenty of jip over that England performance. Here's Jorginho playing the ball forward. Fatesi down the right for Italy. They're just growing in confidence here, growing in stature after that rapid start from the Spanish. The ball now back on the halfway line, clipped forward, but intercepted by Rodri. Morata picks it up inside the centre circle. He's got good feet, but he can't keep the ball under control on this occasion. Calafiori is there. And it's back with Alessandro Bastoni now deep inside the Italian half.
Yeah, it's a different look to Spain these days, because obviously before, you know, when they would keep possession quite small, keep it forever, and, you know, work their way up the pitch. This Spanish team are much faster at getting at you, particularly with the two wide players. They look to counter quickly, as they're doing now, and get at the opposition. And Italy, as we'd expect from Italy, slow, patient build-up, passing through the lines, keeping possession, and two very, very nice different styles today.
Well, that was the criticism of Spain in the World Cup in Qatar. They had lots of possession, as they always do, but not much cutting edge. You certainly can't say that about this team, not what we saw in Berlin or in the opening 17 minutes. Still goalless, but Spain have had two big opportunities. Donnarumma, a brilliant save to deny Pedri's header, and then Nico Williams at the end of a flowing team move, nodding wide from inside the 6-yard box when he really should have found the back of the net. Certainly Spalletti looks the more concerned of the two managers down on the touchline, far below us here. We're in the top tier of this three-tiered Schalke arena in the industrial heartland of Germany. And certainly Italy are going to have to show plenty of industry here. Lovely balletic turn there from Yamal. He plays with the confidence that he's been on this stage his whole career. You wouldn't think it was only his second major tournament game. Yeah, Morata had his pocket picked seemingly by Calafiori, but the referee spotted a pull on the jersey. Yeah. And it's a free kick for Spain. They've played it into the centre circle, and Rodri. Here's Nico Williams on that left-hand side again. Cucurella up in support. Back in field for Rodri instead. Italy have got everybody in white camped behind the ball as we await the first goal of the evening on a warm and muggy Thursday night here.
I would say the surface here looks a lot better than what England played on, doesn't it? I mean, that game, that pitch was cutting up really bad, but this pitch looks good. The passing sound, ball was travelling fast, makes for a much better game.
It's certainly helping Spain. We're in possession now with Dani Carvajal, fresh from becoming Spain's oldest ever European Championship goal scorer. Got the third in that comfortable victory against Croatia. I remember a win tonight for either of these teams. Not only will they progress to the round of 16, they would do so as group winners. Because if they were level on points after 3 games, it wouldn't be goal difference that decides who finishes in front. It's a head-to-head. Here's Pedri driving towards the penalty area. Lays it off for Fabian Ruiz. Rodri's going to switch the play out to the left, and that man Williams again. He's got Di Lorenzo for company, and Chiesa as well, but he still tricked his way into the penalty area. And in the end, it was Bastoni who came across and made the challenge. He had 2 players on him there, Nico Williams, and he still got 3. He's been the star so far, Alan, of these opening 20 minutes that remain goalless.
Yeah, we was impressed with him in the first game, wasn't we? And he's taken that confidence. And that's what I was saying about England. You know, when you get a great performance, it lifts you, you know, for the second game. I don't see England having the same assurance that this Spanish side or even this Italian side are showing in these opening minutes. It would be nice to see us playing with the kind of levels of confidence that these young players seem to be showing.
And the Spanish manager is stood, arms folded, away to our left-hand side, Luis de la Fuente, 63 tomorrow. Hoping to be able to mark the occasion with a glass or 2 of Rioja, having wrapped up qualification in top spot. But here's Di Marco down the left-hand side for Italy, into the penalty area, cuts it right the way across the box, could have gone anywhere. In the end, it went straight to Fabian Ruiz, who skips away from one challenge and then pokes the ball forward for Rodri. But he had a lot of space there, Di Marco, the explosive left fullback.
Yeah, just a couple of times Jamal's let him go and got caught too high, and that's the sort of thing a young player of his age does. They don't quite get their positioning right. He's obviously an unbelievable talent with the ball. DiMarco might get a little bit of joy down this side. That's the second time.
Don't see how this finishes 0-0, by the way. Far too open in the first 21 minutes on TalkSport. Ball nodded down by Robin Lenormand of Real Sociedad, but it's collected now deep inside his own half by Alessandro Bastoni of Inter Milan. And dinked upfield by Donnarumma, the Italy goalkeeper. Flicked on by Scamacca. Cucurella there ahead of Fratesi, and he helps it back to Unai Simon, the goalkeeper.
Cucurella has started well, hasn't he? Played well in the first game too. Becoming like a big part of the Spanish team.
And picking up really where he left off at the end of the season with Chelsea.
Yep.
Here's Laporte, former Manchester City defender, now plays alongside Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr over in Saudi Arabia, although he is looking to come back to European club football. Transfer window well and truly open. The TalkSport daily blog, the best place to keep up to date with all the big moves as they happen. I'm sure there are going to be some stars of these Euros who end up in the Premier League in the not too distant future as Donnarumma chips it forward. 0-0 the score, and we've reached the midway point of the first half, and that's a poor ball from Barella. Tried to volley it out to his left hand side, and DiMarco, in the end he could only find touch, and Spain restart with a throw. Alan Pardew.
Well, you know, both teams look really well compact in terms of the way they're lining up in the game. You know, there's no great, you've got to be very, very technical to kind of get some space, which obviously the two Spanish wide players have probably been the best at so far. But it's a really good, high level, I would say, real high tariff game we're watching here.
Italy have only lost one of their last 12 since being beaten by Spain in the semi-finals of the Nations League. Spain themselves looking to make it 8 successive victories, as Alan Pardew has already alluded to. So two teams who should be full of confidence, and we've seen that early on. Here's Cucurella over on the left-hand side. Wolf whistles from the Italian supporters away to our right, and Jamal gets there ahead of DiMarco and skips away from a couple of challenges, and he's found Morata. Can he get a shot off here? Morata, good save with the legs of Donnarumma. Brilliant footwork from the 16-year-old Jamal to create the opportunity. Maybe Morata with the first touch took himself too far wide.
Yeah, and actually the centre-half did really well to stay on his feet. He didn't commit, and he just got enough between him and the goalkeeper to keep it out. But Jamal there, that was, you know, that's real top level stuff. Come driving off the left-hand side, skip past the central midfield player into the box, and then a little pass into Morata, took it down the side. Good shot, but good save.
Second big save already from Donnarumma. We've only played 25 minutes in Gelsenkirchen. Here's Jamal. Spain pressing for the opening goal. Given away on the edge of the Italian penalty area. They're trying to win it back here with Rodri. It should be cleared upfield by DiMarco. Instead he goes short to Barella. Still plenty of red shirts bearing down on the area. In the end it was Lenormand who stabbed it forward, and Ruiz with a shot from miles out. Oh my word, that nearly picked out the top corner. Did Donnarumma get fingertips on it? If he did, that is another extraordinary save.
Well, I'd say it definitely did, because the way he's gone marching out at his defenders to say put some pressure on the ball. We're just seeing the replay of the shot. It's a fantastic touch, by the way, because that's going in. And Fabian Ruiz, who was the best player in the game against Croatia, what a goal that would have been. Probably the goal of the tournament.
He's at least 35 yards out. It is a sensational stop from Donnarumma again. The end result is a corner that Spain haven't really made the most of. And here comes Chiesa leading the attack for Italy on the counter. Decent looking ball as well. Cucurella just stunted the progress of Pellegrini, but the move isn't over yet as far as Italy are concerned. Here's Barella, brings it down in the left wing position, cuts infield. He's going to drive it right footed towards the far corner. It was a cross as opposed to a shot, but it sails over the head of all his teammates and behind for a goal kick. It stays 0-0, mainly thanks to Donnarumma in the Italian goal.
Two great saves back to back. But we've just seen Yamal, his absolute best. That's why this guy is like a generational talent and probably going to be in that group of players that will be put against Ronaldo or Messi at some point in his career. He's going to be one of the contenders for them roles now that are becoming pedestrian and Ronaldo at 39. I don't know how old Messi is. Do you know how old Messi is now? 37, is he? 36?
Yeah, slightly younger.
So at 16 he's got a great opportunity in front of him.
Tell you what, it reminds me as well of when Wayne Rooney first burst onto the scene at Everton, in that he was a 16-year-old in a man's body, and he's very well built, isn't he, Yamal? Rodri this time shoots from even further away than Ruiz. It wasn't quite as well hit. That one trickles behind for a goal kick, 0-0.
Yeah, I don't think Pep would have liked that if he was watching. Rodri shooting from 45 yards, but Yamal is not, his defensive work is poor. Again, DiMarco went sprinting past him after that attack. He's going to just let your fullback go, but he has such talent that you can't leave him out of the team.
Well, their team have been under the cosh, but the Italian fans are bouncing away over on the far side. Certainly trying to whip up the atmosphere, which has been absolutely sensational. The game's been terrific as well, just what we needed after that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Low-key England performance. Here's Nico Williams running down the left-hand side for Spain again. Picks out Fabian Ruiz on the edge of the penalty area. Williams with a cross, looking for Morata. Oh, the defender Calafiori headed it almost out the goalkeeper's gloves, and that could have caused Italy a problem. It's bouncing around over on the far side with Frattesi. He's not really got it clear. Here's Pedri just outside the D on the edge of the area, flicked away by Calafiori, but will be collected down by the corner flag by Yamal. Comes infield, looks for Ruiz. Carvajal with the overlapping run. This is good again from Spain. Rodri with a shot, blocked inside the penalty area by Bastoni. Still Spain have it. Ruiz, good feet again on the edge of the penalty area, and needed a couple of Italian players to stop him in his tracks. They've been terrific, Alan Pardew, in the first 28 minutes. How have they not scored?
I don't know. And you know, when you look at their kind of midfield, front part of their midfield and the strikers, you have to say what technical talent they have. I mean, we keep saying about Foden and Bellingham and everyone in the England side, but wow, this Spanish team have some exceptional technical players, and it was on show there. That would have been one of the great goals if Rodri would have found the corner there. Luckily for Italy, the centre half was guarding the post, because I don't think the goalie would have saved it.
Well, it was already Luciano Spalletti, the oldest coach to take charge of an Italian team at the Euros at the age of 65. I think he's probably aged a few more years watching this first 29 minutes. Italy riding their luck. Donnarumma has made a trio of really good saves. Nico Williams has missed a golden opportunity. Spain should be at least 2 up. Here they come again, the men in red. Red arrows flying towards that Italian penalty area, away to our right, with Cucurella on the left-hand side. Prodded forward towards Nico Williams, a bit overzealous with a challenge this time. Bastoni goes down, free kick for Italy in their right-back position. You're listening to Talk Sport.
Yeah, you'd have to say that's probably the best 30 minutes of football that we've seen in the tournament in terms of quality, and both teams, but especially Spain, in the last third have been as good as I've seen a team for a long, long time. They got they're asking you questions from the midfield through the central areas, particularly out wide. You know, there's a lot to answer here, and Italy at the moment are just finding the answers, but only just.
Ball dinked forward by Italy over the head of Frattesi. Cucurella does well again in that particular duel. Fabian Ruiz scampers over halfway immediately, looks for the darting run of Nico Williams, who comes infield from the left-hand side. Back to Fabian Ruiz again. Morata, who we've already seen can be dangerous in that left-wing position. This time he delayed the cross, and Di Lorenzo, the overworked right fullback, dispossessed Morata, and then Morata goes crashing into the challenge. It's a free kick for Italy.
That's probably Di Lorenzo's first bit of joy, actually, and it'll be useful for him, because it sounds like it's got, the rest of the game he's still got to look after Williams. I mean, wow. And as you say, Moretto keeps drifting out there as well, and they're overloading that right-hand side of Italy and causing all sorts of problems.
Calafiori in possession for Italy, right in the centre of his own half. Barella is down, holding his back, having been caught, I think, by Carvajal on the halfway line. The referee has stopped play. Not really sure why, because it isn't a head injury. He's clearly holding his lower back.
Yeah, it was Lamorland, I think, who went really aggressively through him. He won the ball, but then he just followed through and clattered him. Yeah, maybe he's back, probably.
Robin Lenormand with a challenge. Plays the piano to a decent standard, I'm told. He would have appreciated your choice of music on the way to the ground, as we've already spoken about.
Yeah, well, it's nice, the traffic around here is not easy. I mean, we've been a little bit disappointed with the infrastructure in Germany, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
The transport, and when talking to fans, Scottish, English fans out here, they've all had terrible trouble getting to the stadium and getting away from the stadium. Exactly what you wouldn't expect in with the Germans. You like to think they're efficient in them kind of areas, but that part of this tournament has been very, very bad. So when we got stuck in the traffic today, bit of calming music, bit of classical, nothing wrong with that.
What I also noticed on the way to Dortmund the other night and coming here to Gelsenkirchen, if it rains, the traffic becomes unbelievably slow, and it rains a lot. We've learned that as well in the first couple of weeks of the tournament. Certainly those of you who've been enjoying barbecues at home and out in the sunshine at Royal Ascot, it's not been like that here, I can tell you. Free kick for Spain on the edge of the penalty area. Cucurella was caught from behind by Fratesi. Fratesi, little battle developing between those two. Davide Fratesi, top scorer in qualifying for Italy, 3 goals to help secure their place at the tournament. Been used more as an impact substitute for Inter Milan, who topped Serie A this season, but very much a regular under Spalletti for his country.
Yeah, there's the 4 of the champions of Italy in this Italian side, Inter Milan. The sort of spine of the team is the champions of Italy. Yeah, but at the moment they're definitely the second best team in this game, because the Spanish have been awesome at times.
And the possession stats back that up. 62% for Spain to Italy's 38, but it is still 0-0 as the giant television screen, which actually hangs down from the roof over the centre circle, 4-sided, is just replaying the fingertip stop from Donnarumma to keep out Fabian Ruiz's long-range rocket. I think Nico Williams there just caught his man with a high boot on the halfway line. Referee hesitated for a moment before awarding the free kick. In fact, he's caught Fratesi in the chest, really.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it was that high.
I mean, going back to the screen, we've got these 4 screens in the centre of the pitch, right high, as you'd imagine, obviously. But like a basketball, when you see the basketball on the TV, that's the screens we've got in the stadium. And I honestly think the Premier League should have this. The infrastructure and the money we have in the game, that's the sort of standard that we should have. It's a brilliant view, isn't it? Particularly for replays and incidents.
Yeah, and actually before the game, for those fans who come in early, they were showing the live game between England and Denmark. I can tell you most of the fans here were roaring on the Danes, unsurprisingly. Here's Nico Williams coming down the left-hand side again, goalless with 10 minutes the first half to play here on TalkSport, but Spain very much the dominant force without so far being able to pick out the back of the net. Here's Dani Carvajal. Italy again back in their shape, everybody in white, back in position, a row of 4 on the edge of the penalty area, 4 more in midfield, and Scamacca and Chiesa leading the press up front as Rodri steers the ball into Fabian Ruiz, fizzes a pass in turn onto Nico Williams, who controlled it neatly on the chest. And here's Rodri again inside the centre circle, finds Pedri in space. Pedri towards the area, trying to slot it forward from Morata, and maybe Nico Williams to his left was the better ball. He's won it back though, Pedri, and here is Williams coming in from that left-hand side, looking to get on his right foot. Cross driven in by Fabian Ruiz and cleared away on the edge of the Italian area, and they're going to go all the way back to the halfway line here, Spain, but they're still keeping the ball. It's almost like they're playing their own game at times.
Yeah, it's like a pinball machine, isn't it? It's just like bouncing around between Spanish players. I mean, the front the front groups. Nico Williams has got it back here. Good position.
And he's done well under pressure from Di Lorenzo, and then he's been absolutely clattered. Bit of frustration creeping in there, and a free kick down by the left corner flag. Nico Williams helped to his feet by Cucurella.
Well, he's lucky he hasn't got a yellow card here, because he's got beat again and he's just taken him out. I mean, that's about as obvious a yellow card as you're going to get. He might not make half time the way Williams is causing him all sorts of problems.
He was a player that Spalletti knows well. He was captain at Napoli in that side that won the title, their first since the days of Diego Maradona. You are indeed, as Fabian Ruiz fizzes in a shot from the edge of the penalty area straight down the throat of Donnarumma. The Italian goalkeeper Alan Pardew continues to keep Spain at bay. Only a few minutes of the first half remaining, still goalless here, but Italy have rode their luck at times.
No, although we've had a little bit of a technical there and we disappeared, Spain haven't. They've just continued where they left off and continued to press that front five of Spain. Pedri, Fabian Ruiz, Yamal, Morata and Williams have been absolutely sensational without actually having a goal to show for it.
3.5 minutes of the first half to play. Spain have a throw in on this near right touchline, right in front of Spalletti, the Italian manager, with a frowned expression on his face underneath those spectacles, hands in pockets. I think he'll be relieved to get back to the sanctuary, the dressing room at 0-0.
Yeah, he's got a bit of work to do, hasn't he?
Certainly has. Here's Robin Lenormand, right corner of the Spain penalty area. Forward to Carvajal. Lenormand continues his run. He's away from Calafiori. He's been clipped from behind there. I think that really should be a yellow card for Calafiori, because it was a cynical challenge. Lenormand was away. He's down holding his face. I'm not sure that's where he was caught, but the referee's been very lenient, Alan Pardew.
Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 incidents that in the England game there was certainly been booked and shown. But he seems to be the 2 coaches, you can hear them are at it. He's the Spanish coach is telling him to sit down. The Italian coach there, it looks like 2 bald-headed men there, old men having a little pop at each other. Nothing wrong with that. Had a bit of that in the past.
Combined age of 128, the 2 coaches.
Yeah, they look very similar actually, don't they, with their backs to play.
Well, De La Fuente, the Spain coach, still in the ear of the 4th official. Had a lot of success actually at the lower age groups. Took the Spanish manager Luis De La Fuente, led the under-21s and the under-19s to victory in their respective European Championships, looking to complete the treble. Not sure many people really saw Spain as potential winners at the start of the tournament, but certainly the way they played in the first game and a half, they are certainly now in people's mindsets. It's another free kick that here, look, Lenormand caught by Fratesi.
You'd have to have him in a conversation from what we've seen, wouldn't you? You know, obviously the Germans, people are saying us, but we're not really showing that at the moment. But this Spanish team definitely got, particularly going forward, a really impressive team.
I'll tell you what, if England had to play Spain in the next game, you would strongly fancy the Spaniards and what we've seen from Gareth Southgate's side. A 1-1 draw earlier today against Denmark. Live on TalkSport. You can react to that on the Sports Bar after we're finished here in Gelsenkirchen. 0371722 3344 the score as Donnarumma plays the ball out to the left-hand side. DeMarco couldn't keep it in play, so it's going to be a throw-in for Spain, high up the field, taken quickly by Carvajal. Here's Rodri, stretching those long legs and releasing the ball off to Lamine Yamal. Lovely pass from him, picks out Nico Williams inside the penalty area. He tried to cut it back for Yamal. He made a good run.
Yeah, he needed to finish his run off, didn't he? He needed to have been in there, Yamal.
Just hesitated. Here come Italy on the counter-attack. Looking to move it forward quickly with Barella. Good technique from him to volley the ball out to the right-hand side. The cries of shoots responded to, but the ball hammered over the crossbar by Di Lorenzo forward from right back. That was a poor finish.
Well, it took them 45 minutes to have a shot, by the way. That's their first shot of the game, but just goes to show you the dominance Spain have had. They've had 9 shots and 2 or 3 opportunities where they should have. Italians have done okay. You can see they're a decent side, but this Spanish team a bit excelled in that first half.
You're listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. There's Chiesa with a shot, and Chiesa looking to outmuscle Marc Cucurella 15 yards from the penalty area, but just barged him in the back. Cucurella goes down, and the referee signals for a free kick for Spain. 0-0, and we're into stoppage time at the end of what's been a pulsating first half.
And no yellow cards. We haven't had a yellow card.
Well, there might be one now, I think.
Well, I still haven't seen one. I mean, this game has definitely had some physical elements to it.
Well, the booking has gone to Rodri.
Oh, okay. Maybe he said too much.
And that is a costly booking, because he will miss the final game of the group for Spain against Albania. Of course, if they win tonight, they won't be too disheartened about that, because they'll guarantee topping the group, so they would have made changes anyway. But as it stands, Rodri out of that final group game. We're in stoppage time. It's 0-0, and the ball is back with Unai Simon, who hasn't yet had a save to make, in stark contrast, the Spain goalkeeper, to his opposite number, Donnarumma. Here is Jorginho, back to Di Marco on the edge of the Italian penalty area. They're just trying to see it out here till half-time. Well, and they've managed it, because there goes the whistle. Well, we expected fireworks, and Spain have certainly delivered. Gianluigi Donnarumma, the Italian captain, almost single-handedly keeping his side in this game, saving a header from Pedri from point-blank range early on, denying Morata with a good stop with the legs at the near post, and then the best save of all, a long-range effort, a rocket shot from Fabian Ruiz, which would have been the goal of the tournament so far, arguably. Somehow Donnarumma managed to turn it behind for a corner. He's not happy. He's shaking his head, the goalkeeper, as he makes his way off. Spain disappointed not to be in front. Italy simply have to improve. Half-time here in Gelsenkirchen. It is Spain 0, Italy 0. Well, no surprise, no alterations as far as Spain are concerned, but we do have action down on the Italian bench. Looks like not one but 2 half-time substitutes have been ready. One of them is Andrea Cambiasso of Juventus, can play either as a fullback or a wing-back, and I think we're going to see Brian Cristante as well. Cristante coming on for Jorginho, so that's a straight swap in the centre of the park, where clearly Luciano Spalletti feels they've been a little bit overrun at times. And they've also replaced Davide Fratesi, so it looks as if Cambiasso is going to go and join the attack. Alan Pardew, what do you make of those changes?
I think, Italy needed to do something, didn't they? And Jorginho, I can't remember him really being involved in the game. So, I think it's probably a question of tightening up his team and making sure on the counter they have a bit more of a threat going forward. As I say, Fratesi in the first half didn't really do much down that side, so I can see that he needed to put some positivity in this Italian team, so the 2 changes make a little bit of sense to me.
Cambiasso only made his debut for Italy in March, but here he is out for the second half. That Spain have restarted. They are wearing their red jerseys, navy blue shorts and red socks, shooting from right to left, attacking the end of the ground where their supporters are situated. Italy all in white, attacking the goal away to our right. No change for Spain, as I mentioned earlier. Yellow card for Cristante within seconds of coming on for what looked like a pretty rash challenge there on Rodri. So welcome to the game, Brian Cristante. He's had his name taken by the referee, only the second booking of the evening.
Well, what start to a game that is for him. He's obviously been told, go and get near Rodri. Well, he got certainly near him, and it looks like he's in some sort of distress there, Rodri. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, might need a little bit of treatment following that rash challenge. Spain then for this second half with Simon in goal once again, Carvajal, Lenormand, Laporte Cucurella the back four, Pedri, Rodri and Fabian Ruiz in midfield, and Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams either side of Morata in attack, as Rodri is still down receiving treatment. Italy now with Donnarumma in goal. I wonder if they've actually changed to a back three. Certainly looks like that's the way they've set up in this second half. So I think Di Lorenzo now is tucked in alongside Bastoni and Calafiori, and then the two wing backs, the man who's just come on, Cambiasso on the right, DiMarco on the left, Cristante and Barella in front of them, and then you've got Pellegrini and Chiesa in behind Scamacca up front. So a change of system as well as personnel.
Yeah, I think he's probably tried to tighten up that Spanish forward line. Has been causing all sorts of problems by adding an extra centre half, and as you say, Di Lorenzo looks like he's tucked in almost the right side centre back to cope with the threat that's been Williams
here, Rodri, does he? Struggling to put any weight.
Yeah, it was a massive challenge on
left foot.
Yeah, it was definitely I've come on the pitch to make a mark, and he's taken a yellow card, and Rodri is beginning, as I speak, to jog about, which is a good sign.
Here comes the free kick. Officially 48 minutes on the clock, although a long delay there. Dinked in towards the Italian penalty area, but cleared to the centre circle and picked up by Fabian Ruiz, denied a long-range net buster by a brilliant reflex save from Donnarumma in that first half. But Spain totally dominated. But Italy still haven't called Unai Simon in the Spanish goal into action. Fabian Ruiz pokes the ball out to his right-hand side in Carvajal. Forward towards Ruiz, but the pass was too far in front in the end, and it's back now inside the 6-yard box with Donnarumma, the Italian captain, who launches it upfield. Picked up by Dani Carvajal. Forward to Pedri. Could have scored from point-blank range inside the first 2 minutes, really set the tone. As Yamal looks to give it back to Pedri. Clear to Rodri, who seems to be moving a bit more freely now, and he's found Carvajal in the right wing position, crosses into the area, and it's behind off DiMarco, and Spain have the first quarter of the second half. It stays 0-0.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how the Italians are shaping up here. Be interesting to see as the game kind of unfolds exactly what shape they are, but I would suspect that he has changed because, as I say, Spain was so dominant in that first half. He needed to ask a different question from this Italian side. Now these two, Williams and Yamal, were great last time game out by playing this short. Are they going to play short again?
No, looks like he's going to be whipped in towards the near post. Carvajal was rising, having scored in that win against Croatia, but it's cleared to Marc Cucurella of Chelsea on the edge of the centre circle. Forward to Pedri. Pedri spots Yamal in space on the edge of the area. It's a brilliant ball. Control was poor from the youngster, and it bounces in the end off his shin almost and into the arms of Donnarumma. What a pass to spot the run, Alan Pardew.
Yeah, that was that's what you call a drill across the pitch.
Well, given away by Italy on the edge of the area. Ruiz tries and fails to slot the ball forward for Nico Williams, who's going to cross left-footed over the head of Morata. Nodded down and picked up by Rodri. Spain, as they did for most of the first half, have got Italy penned back inside their own half of the field here. We play 5 minutes into the restart. It's still 0-0. But Spain looking by far the more likely to break the deadlock, as Nico Williams is stopped in his tracks by Di Lorenzo. Throw in for Spain, taken quickly by Cucurella here on TalkSport. Live from Gelsenkirchen, scene of England's opening win against Serbia, followed up by a 1-1 draw today against Denmark. Here's Pedri into the penalty area. Can he make space for the shot? He's got two Italians to try and navigate his way round, so he finds Yamal. Good footwork from Yamal, but he just held on to it for too long before getting the shot away. And Italy now come forward on the counter with Scamacca up against Laporte. It's a poor ball. Federico Chiesa had made the run ahead of him, and Scamacca literally passed it straight to Simon in the Spain goal. 0-0.
Yeah, it looks to me like Italy have done something quite different here. They've gone 4 at the back, kept the 4 at the back, but the two wide players of Italy are sort of dropping in so that they can help their fullbacks and progress their two central midfield players. So they're playing basically a 4-5-1 Italy with two kind of high inside forwards and the two wide players being a little bit deeper. So it makes good sense because the wide players then hopefully can help the fullbacks who have been really struggling.
Fabian Ruiz could pass out to the left to Nico Williams. Again, he got two Italians ahead of him. Cucurella cuts it back and he's hit wide by Pedri. Another golden opportunity for Spain. One that Pedri couldn't take.
Well, Pedri's such a gifted technician. You'd expect him to score that. I mean, it's just a ball back almost to the penalty spot, but he takes it before he gets to the penalty spot. He's steering it towards the goal, but unfortunately he steered it wide. Wow, what another big miss for Spain, and it's gonna cost them if they don't take one.
It's the type of game where they dominate and still lose. Here's Fabian Ruiz though, crosses from the left hand side of the penalty area, cleared as far as Nico Williams. Rodri might fancy a shot here from distance. He was quickly closed down. Just make sure that Spain keep the ball. Laporte well forward from the back and out to Cucurella, who's having another really good game here down the left hand side for Spain. And this is Nico Williams, who's had his pocket picked, but they still can't really get it clear, Italy. Cucurella pressing high up the field, trying to force the mistake from the substitute Cambiasso, and he's passed it straight to Ruiz. 7 yards outside the penalty area, plays it into the feet of Marc Cucurella. Fabian Ruiz into Pedri, he's going to shoot from 25 yards out, straight down the throat of Donnarumma. Didn't catch it cleanly first time, parried the ball down in front of him. There's always a risk, but gathers before Morata can get there.
Well, whatever changes he's made hasn't really worked at the moment. It's just much the same of what we see in the first half. Spain absolutely dominating.
Although here come Italy, ball over the top looking for Scamacca. The flag had stayed down, would have been interesting that. Simon gets there ahead of Gianluca Scamacca anyway. Scamacca, once of West Ham, had a good goal scoring end to the season with Atalanta, including netting against Liverpool. As Jurgen Klopp's men were dumped out of the Europa League, he's only ever scored one goal for his country. He's not had too much to feed on tonight. To add to that tally, 0-0. We played 54 minutes on TalkSport. And what surely has been already the game of the day. And we thought it might be. Here's Yamal, down that right-hand side, little back heel from Carvajal. Just too far in front of Yamal, but again, they don't get it away very far, Italy. Cucurella. Those sea of red shirts still swarming the penalty area to our left here. Nico Williams, good footwork from him, and it's an own goal. Spain lead. Calafiori turns the cross from Williams into his own nets. And the Spanish fans go wild. It's no more than they deserve. Brilliant footwork once again from Nico Williams. And when the cross was fizzed along the 6-yard line, Calafiori just couldn't help but stick out the leg and turn it beyond his own goalkeeper. Spain 1, Italy 0.
Well, how ironic that it's Italy who scored the goal. And I mean that by an Italian defender. I mean, Spain have missed so many chances. There's a deflection off Morata that puts the centre half, because the goalie gets a touch as well, and those two deflections unsettles the centre back. Unfortunately, hits him on the knee and ends up in the net. So all this time we've been expecting Spain to take the lead, and they've done it in the most unusual of circumstances. A centre half kneeing into his own goal, but again the threat of the wide players, Yamal down that right hand side and Williams down this left, was just too much, and they take a well-deserved lead.
And remember, as it stands, Spain will be through to the last 16 as group winners. They can't be caught if this result stays the way it is in Gelsenkirchen. 1-0 Spain lead, and Yamal is coming forward again, up against Calafiori, pokes the ball to the edge of the area. Pedri takes it in his stride. Out comes the goalkeeper Donnarumma and stays bravely at the feet of Pedri. Italy just can't respond, can they?
No, and as I say, that front midfield of Spain is so good. We keep talking about Williams and Yamal, but Fabian Ruiz and Pedro in the number 10s, it's almost like they play with two number 10s, have been absolutely brilliant as well. Morata, you can just tell he's going to score. He's just like hanging around in that middle area, just waiting for a chance.
It's like they've got extra men on the pitch here, Spain. It's quite extraordinary. 1-0. They lead. But you feel like it could be another really convincing scoreline come the end of the night, having beat Croatia by 3-0. This was supposed to be the group of death, remember. They are making very light work of it.
They're getting the olays as well, which is a bit of a Spanish tradition. That little section of red to our left, thoroughly enjoying what they're seeing. I mean, this is the sort of performance and level of performance that we was hoping from England.
Wonderful colours.
Yeah.
Inside the Schalke Arena here in Gelsenkirchen, lots of yellow and red to our left. There are blue and white Italian jersey. The tricolores are being hung over the hoardings in the Italian section of the ground as well. And this match has lived up to the hype for sure. Here's Fabian Ruiz, what an engine he's got. Plays the ball into midfield. Morata on the edge of the area, shoots from 25 yards out. It's turned onto the roof of the net by Donnarumma. Well, it certainly packed a punch from Morata. Maybe it was a little bit too central. But Donnarumma still had to make sure he turned it over the bar for a corner. It's another save from the Italian captain.
Yeah, Morata just didn't angle that enough. It was straight down the middle, and in the end it was a comfortable save. But the way they just cut through Italy almost tried to press. This Spanish team is so good that you're kind of wary whether to press them. That time they did Italy, they just cut through them. Morata gets a shot from the edge.
Williams with a corner towards the far post, headed down by Laporte and cleared off the goal line. Spain so close to a second, and it feels like a matter of time before they get that second goal here on TalkSport. On this busy day of Euro 2024 action, don't forget Jason Cundy, Jamie O'Hara standing by to take your calls in the wake of England's limp 1-1 draw against Denmark. And well, maybe you want to have your say on this Spanish performance as well. 0371722 3344 was Cambiasso who cleared the header off his own goal line there.
Yeah. I mean, the tapas bars in Madrid and Barcelona and San Sebastian, they'll be roaring, won't they? I mean, this has been an exhibition, really, in terms of how to play the game. And Italy, actually, in the second half, have been probably less effective than they were in the first half, so far.
We were joking actually on the Euros All Access podcast, myself and Sam Matterface this morning with Scott Minto, available every day of the tournament, that the Golden Boot might be won by own goals, and there have been plenty already, haven't there?
They have.
Calafiori adding his name to that list. A goal that separates these two, but in truth there's been a real golfing class between Spain and Italy in the opening hour of the game. And they look a real danger moving forward. Arguably Spain alongside Germany, the two most impressive teams so far.
Yeah, definitely in my opinion, from what I've seen. I mean, this has been a sublime performance. You know, you're going to run out of things to say about it soon.
Here's Lamine Yamal. He already writes his own headlines. At the age of 16, doesn't turn 17 until the day after. Finally, he's gone for goal. Oh, 20 yards out. Trying to curl that one towards the corner. Donnarumma was stretching, it goes wide, and Yamal whips up the Spanish fans behind the goal. That was travelling again, Alan Pardew.
Well, what an effort that is. I mean, when he hit it, I thought it's in. I mean, it literally missed that far corner by about an inch or 2 centimetres if you happen to be a bit younger than me. I mean, it's fiesta time and behind the goal, isn't it, with the Spanish fans?
They've got to win this game, haven't they? Oh, Yamal gets away from Calafiori, who's had a nightmare second half so far, the own goal scorer. And then Yamal, I think was adjudged to have fouled Federico Di Marco. Brilliant skill to get away from Calafiori. Maybe he did push him a little bit. certainly doesn't mind that physical contact either, does he, the schoolboy?
No, and as you said, you know, at the start of the game, his physicality, although he's not a big guy, you know, a big young lad, he's certainly strong enough to be able to cope at this level. And he just did a little bit too much there, pushed the fullback and give away a free kick.
61 gone, Spain 1, Italy 0. Spain looking for a second here. Morata can't hold it up inside the penalty area. It's knocked on by Cambiasso. Well held up by Scamacca. And they've got 4 on 5 here, Italy, just for a moment. Haven't been in that situation too often over the course of the evening. Cross comes into the penalty area from Cristante, but didn't beat the first defender, and Pedri, with brilliant close control, plucks the ball from the sky and then finds his mate Yamal. Yamal tried the back heel, didn't come off, bounces back to him, and in the end he found Pedri anyway.
Yamal's having to take a breather. He didn't even bother to defend. A bit like Messi, he just walked back. But the effort that he's put in so far, you know, it's the hardest thing in the game. We Crystal Palace had the Wolf Zaha for many years, and it's a great attribute to be able to carry the ball continuously. It's the hardest thing in the game. And Yamal Williams have been terrific. They're just showing a little bit of effects of that work rate in this little period.
That's the former Crystal Palace manager Alan Pardew alongside me, Alex Crook in Gelsenkirchen. And to the TalkSport Euro Game Day Live. Spain 1, Italy 0. And actually the own goal from Calafiori continues a quite remarkable statistic as far as Spain are concerned. Their last 53 European Championship goals have all been scored from inside the penalty area. You have to go back to Euro 2000 against Slovenia, when Raúl last scored a Spanish goal from outside the box.
Well, you're not going to come closer than Fabian Ruiz earlier, would we? I mean, what an effort that was from 35 goals. But it just goes to show you how technically efficient they are, that they can create so many goals inside the 18-yard box with their intricate passing, their movement, and outstanding ability to beat people.
They've also won their last 2 games against Italy competitively, both in the Nations League. Looking to make it 3 in a row for the first time ever, so maybe a bit of history there for Luis de la Fuente.
Yeah, I mean, I can't ever remember coming to an Italian game and seeing the crowd so quiet. The Italian portion of the crowd, they usually jump in, getting right behind their team. They know they're getting completely outplayed, and more subs here. 2 more entering the field.
Yeah, they made a couple of changes at half-time. They're going to make a couple more now, as Alan Pardew has already told you. Scamacca and Chiesa are making their way off, so a change at the top of the attack, and we're going to see Matteo Retegui and Mattia Zaccagni are the 2 players who are coming on, and it will be Retegui who's gone to lead the line up front. What did you make of Scamacca's performance, Alan Pardew?
Well, you know, he was isolated so much. You know, he didn't really. He had a few nice touches. I thought he was okay, but really, on this performance in terms of an Italian team, you couldn't judge him.
Chiesa, who got a couple of goals when they won the last Euros, struggled really to get into the game. So
yeah, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a top player, and again, as you say, most of the Italian players tonight have been in the shadows of this Spanish performance.
Matteo Zaccagni, another relatively new addition to the Italian squad. In fact, they've got the 6th youngest squad in the tournament. They're not in the top 20 of the 24 nations in terms of combined caps. Certainly have put their faith in youth, and they've been taught a bit of a lesson by Spain tonight. Here's Morata, picks up the pass from Ruiz, immediately drives towards the penalty area, pokes it out to his right, looking to get it back to Fabian Ruiz, couldn't find him, but again Italy just passed it straight back to a red shirt. It's been the story of the night for the defending champions.
A good pressing from Spain. Once they turn it over, of course, we've seen that with Barcelona over the many years of that high press, and Spain as a national team are doing it tonight. They've done when they won the World Cup on a couple of occasions, but they've been excellent tonight. You know, absolutely excellent.
They've scored Italy in each of their last 10 games at the Euros, but haven't really looked like getting on the score sheet tonight. Here they come down the right though, with Cristante. He's got options in the centre, and it's a dangerous ball right along the 6-yard line. Nobody in white could get on the end of it. think it was the man who's just come on, Retegui, was closest to doing so. Just a warning sign for Spain. 1-0, despite how dominant they've been, is a dangerous score.
Yeah, Rodri got under a bit of pressure, gave the ball away, and Italy went down the right-hand side. Great cross, and the closest they've come actually to scoring.
Well, certainly has raised the volume level amongst those Italian fans away to our right. 1-0 to Spain. We played 66 minutes. It's an own goal that divides the sides from Calafiori. Morata can't hold it up inside the centre circle. It's just been a bit ragged in possession last 90 seconds or so, Spain. I think they're going to make some changes as well, or at least one anyway. You can see down below us.
Yeah.
Just to get some fresh legs out there.
I would suspect one of those two young wide players will get a break here, Yamal or Williams.
Yes, Alex Baena of Villarreal, who is going to come on. At the moment, Italy have the ball on the halfway line. They're looking for an equaliser. Di Lorenzo plays it into the centre circle. It was swept forward by Cristante, but disappointing, and collected by Simon, the underworked Spanish goalkeeper. Into the last quarter of the game we go. Don't forget the Sports Bar boys standing by. 03717 22 33 44, the number to get your calls on national radio, reacting to England's drab draw against Denmark. More live commentaries coming your way tomorrow, including the Netherlands against France. That gets underway at 8 o'clock UK time. Live from Leipzig, here's Nico Williams. Trying to cause havoc again on the left-hand side, as he did for the goal. But it's cleared away by Donnarumma. And now for the change, Alex Baena about to be introduced. And his first start for his country in the 5-0 win against Andorra in the warm-up matches.
He's changed his mind, I think, the coach.
He wants to make two at the same time, because there's another Spanish player being readied. So at the moment, we've still got the same 11 that started the game. Here comes Di Marco down the Italian left-hand side. That was a clumsy challenge from Lenormand. He might get his name taken here by the referee. Indeed he does. Robin Lenormand, second Spanish yellow of the evening, after Zaccagni knocked the ball away beyond the Real Sociedad man.
Do you know, it's strange as a manager, when you go to make subs, there's a lot of sort of commotion down on the bench. It puts the team off a little bit. But, you know, they can't quite work out what manager's going to do, who's going to go off. And Spain is probably as edgy as we've seen them. A couple of errors. They've almost conceded on a turnover. And again, they're a bit scrappy. And Italy are coming back in the game.
21 minutes remaining. Spain 1, Italy 0. The last game of the day here on TalkSport. Di Marco takes the free kick short, plays it in field to Nicola Barella. Remember, they were 1-0 down after a minute against Albania, came back to win by 2-1 with two quick-fire goals from Bastoni and Barella. Haven't looked like doing that tonight. More confused on the bench. Ferran Torres is about to come on, the ex-Man City man, but she's having a drink first off. As Italy pile forward down their left-hand side. Di Marco with a cross in towards the area, blocked by Lenormand. He went back for Di Marco. Probably should have let it go out for a throw. He tried to volley it acrobatically into the air, and it's cleared towards the centre circle and picked up by Cristante. Cristante with a clever ball forward into Di Marco. Just crowded out of it on the edge of the area. The flag was up anyway, offside, and would have been a free kick, but the referee is allowing play to continue because Spain have possession with Ruiz.
Carvial there, what a pass that was inside and opened up the pitch for Spain.
Cucurella in turn spreads it out wide to Nico Williams into the penalty area. Nico Williams with a shot off the angle of post and crossbar. He can't quite believe it. It would have been a spectacular strike from arguably the best player on the pitch, and somehow it stays out.
A great power, wasn't it? Very similar to Yamal. He comes in on the other side and hit it with his left foot, which is his favoured foot. Williams comes in off the right, hits it with his favoured foot, and wow, that slammed against the crossbar. What an effort. And here goes Jamal. I said that, you know, he's starting looking a little bit tired, and this boy you're going to have to save, because we've got lots more coming from him in this tournament.
A standing ovation from the Spanish supporters as the 16-year-old makes his way off. On comes Ferran Torres, much more experienced on the international stage, the one-time Manchester City man. It's part of a double change from De La Fuente. Pedri, who's done anything but score tonight, he's off as well. Alex Baena on in his place. Spain leading 1-0. At the moment they'll be going through as group winners. Italy will have to fight it out for runners-up spot when they take on Croatia in the final game of the tournament. And if they were to lose that game, Croatia would finish second on 4 points behind Spain. Spain play Albania in what is effectively for them a dead rubber. Well, up for grabs in this group.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen enough from the Italians tonight to think that they'd beat Croatia, but they'd still want something out of tonight's game, sort of just to give them a little bit of a lift, even if it was like a flurry of attacks to end the game. They'd like to get a little more of a grip of it, you know, and Spain have made those changes, so we'll see.
Well, 2 minutes to play. Free kick given away on the edge of the penalty area. The Normand diving in again.
We said that in the first game, didn't we, that the two centre-halves of Spain, perhaps if there is a weak link in the team, it would be in that area. Just a little bit rash at times, he is. He's already been booked. Again there, overzealous really, didn't need to do that. There was no real threat, and now Italy have a great position. They're about 3-4 metres from the edge of the box. You know, they're good technical at these free kicks. 3 or 4 standing over it. Good chance for Italy.
There's Lorenzo Pellegrini, who was upended. I think he's pulled rank here. He's going to take the free kick. We've seen a lot of goals over the course of the tournament from outside the penalty area. We haven't, I don't think, yet seen one direct from a free kick.
In fact, set plays have been, you know, nowhere near as proficient as they usually are in these tournaments. They're usually decided by set plays, by the way. That probably, as games get tighter, will start to come out in the statistics later on, maybe.
Well, here comes Lorenzo Pellegrini. Italy need a shot in the arm here. They trail by a goal to nil. DeMarco showing interest as well, but it is Pellegrini. It's over the wall, but it was always over the bar. And behind for a goal kick, the goalkeeper Simon never troubled Alan Pardew.
Well, as a manager, that really irritates me when someone is taken your designated free kick taker and he doesn't put conviction in it. You know, there's not that power that it's going to get you the goal. It was like lifted, kind of fell into the top corner. It was never going to beat the goalie.
You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. I wonder if Spain are planning another change here. De La Fuente deep in conversation with a member of his backroom team as Cucurella comes forward down the left. They lead by a goal to nil. We've got 15 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Rodri with the ball forward. I mentioned we've got loads of commentaries coming up tomorrow. Poland against Austria in Berlin. That will be our 450th commentary of the season. We've had EFL, amazing. Premier League, FA Cup, European matches as well, League Cup, WSL.
And that's why TalkSport's the leader in the field.
Absolutely. Every game live here in Germany, either here on TalkSport or on TalkSport 2. It all comes to a crescendo with the final in the capital, Berlin, on July the 14th. We were hoping England might be there. They're going to have to play a lot better than they did this afternoon.
Wishful thinking, I think, at the moment.
Their final group game against Slovenia, which is live now after that draw. That will be on TalkSport on Tuesday night. Adrian Durham, Stuart Pearce and the team heading from Frankfurt to Cologne for that one.
Yeah, they got all the weekend's papers to get through in terms of the criticism, the blogs, the posts, the shows that are, on this channel and many others, which they're going to have to absorb before the next game. Not easy.
Well, we're doing a debrief of every England game on YouTube, I believe, and I think Stuart Pearce has come out after that one today and said that Harry Kane should be dropped, which is a bold call. As Italy play their way into danger. Poor pass out from the back by Donnarumma, picked up by Nico Williams. Lovely technique from Fabian Ruiz, just let the ball roll across his body and shielded it on the edge of the area before giving it back to Nico Williams. Here's Marc Cucurella, the mop-haired Chelsea defender. Forward to Nico Williams again, never afraid to take on his marker, plays it back to Cucurella. They've got three in the centre. They're just a bit reluctant here, Spain, to put the ball into the penalty area, and they've gone all the way back to the centre circle. And Lenormand,
they've gone into trying to control the game mode rather than get at Italy.
Alderhout looking to do better than that, in towards Morata, who swung a big leg at it, right-footed on the edge of the 6-yard box and couldn't make contact with the ball, made too much contact with the Italian defender. It's going to be a free kick inside their own 6-yard box, and Di Lorenzo felt the force of that challenge.
Yeah, he was talking earlier about Fabian Ruiz, that little technique he showed to let the ball run across him. For me, he's been the player of the tournament so far. The 2 games that he's played, he's been absolutely superb in everything that he's done. Scored a goal, could have scored again tonight. Been involved in one of the assists, I think. Absolutely terrific.
Double change here for Spain. Alvaro Morata has just passed over the captain's armband. Didn't get the opportunity to add to his 7 Euros goals, and special moment for Jose Perez, once of Leicester and Newcastle, of course, your former club, and he comes on, Alan, for his competitive international debut at the age of 30.
Absolutely amazing. What a lovely kid he was. I signed him at Tenerife. I don't know how old he was, 17 or 18 at the time. A great signing for Newcastle, and I couldn't be more pleased to see him out there. Brilliant.
He had a good season over in La Liga and actually scored 24 minutes into his first cap, a 5-0 win against Andorra in one of the warm-up games. He's on in place of Morata and Nico Williams. I'm sure much to the relief of the entire Italian nation. He's been replaced by Mikel Oyarzabal. 12 minutes to go, 1-0, still a dangerous scoreline if you're a Spanish fan.
Yeah, and Rodri was taking a chance there. He's obviously been booked. I think he got booked for berating the referee the first time, but he made a foul there when Italy got the other side of him. He was fortunate there.
Corner to be whipped in from the left-hand side. Free kick, I should say, by Di Marco. Not a bad delivery, deep towards the far post, and Di Lorenzo was up there, couldn't quite get on the end of it as he tried to just knock it back across the 6-yard box. Here is Ferran Torres down the left for Spain. He's been dispossessed, and then he caught one of the Italian defenders. Play will continue because they've got the ball here. 16 attempts from Spain to only 2 from Italy, who've still not had a shot on target. With 80 minutes gone, they trail 1-0.
But pressing Italy, they're still in it. Only 1 goal, still a chance for them. And what have we got? We've still got 10 minutes of normal time and what's to be played, maybe 15 minutes to go.
You'd have thought there will be 4 or 5 to be added on. Italy have lost only one of their last 10 meetings with Spain at either a European Championship or a World Cup, but they are staring down the barrel of a defeat here. This is the 5th successive Euros, by the way, that these two have been paired together. That is a record for the competition.
2 great footballing nations, aren't they? Always producing great technical players, and but today there's been a gulf really between the 2 teams.
I wonder if it might reset the Italian expectations in terms of going deep into the draw. We'll come back to that because they're attacking away to our left, and maybe an opportunity here for Perez. He gets the shot away from the corner of the 6-yard box. It's blocked behind by Di Lorenzo for a corner. That would have been a dream tournament debut for Jose Perez as it is.
Yeah.
They'll take the corner.
He had a good chance there. He actually should have come in on his good foot, on his right foot, and tried to take the chance. He went down his left side and it got blocked out.
Short corner. Torres deep to the far post. Rodri was up there. I think they almost got in each other's way, and in the end it was Laporte who heads it high over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. And Italy are going to make another change to try and get themselves back in the game. Lorenzo Pellegrini has seen his number go up, and it will be Giacomo Raspadori, the mobile Napoli forward who's coming on.
Yeah, you know, one thing when you look at a championship side, one thing you've got to be good at, apart from obviously having great technique and having a good team play and a good sort of system about what you're doing, is be good at set plays. And Spain got that covered as well. They were a big side. They could have scored a couple of times tonight off corners.
Handball against
Laporte,
Ruiz there.
Rodri, they're a big side, so you know they can cope. And that's another important part of the armoury that they have, this team, going forward.
A reminder, if it stays this way, Spain through as group winners. Long punt upfield by Italy, but Simon there comfortably ahead of any of the Italian players really, but in particular Raspadori having just come on.
Yeah, you know, if you're going to play a high line like Spain do, then your keeper has to be very, very proactive on those free balls, and Simon has been good at them. Simon. Is it Simon?
Simon, yeah.
Simon, yeah.
Looking to make it back-to-back clean sheets at the start of the tournament. They haven't given the chances away they gave away against Croatia in the game we covered in Berlin.
Yeah. I think actually Laporte coming into the team has improved them.
Yeah, he wasn't expected to be back this soon, I don't think, but Nacho unavailable despite being named among the subs because of a muscle problem, so Laporte there alongside the Norman. That probably will be the defensive pairing going forward. Jose Perez scurrying to win back possession deep inside his own half. We know he certainly has that attribute. Dispossessed Cambiasso, but then had the ball nicked away by Raspadori on the halfway line. Danny Vivian is about to come on for Spain, just to try and shore it up for the final 7 minutes plus stoppage time. It's Spain 1, Italy 0 here on TalkSport. Don't go anywhere straight after full time. What is sure to be a lively sports bar following England's disappointing draw against Denmark. 03 717 22 3344. If you'd like to have your say and speak to Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara, I know we're very scathing of England's performance during the live watch along on the TalkSport YouTube channel. Here's Calafiori, his own goal at the moment. He's going to give Spain the victory, and he's been upended there. Didn't seem to be too much in the challenge by Aina, but the referee's given a free kick, and it's almost right in the centre of the Spanish half. You wonder if they'll get one big chance. They've not had one yet, but to try and rescue a point they would scarcely deserve in the final 6.5 minutes of the game. Free kick taken short by the Italians. It's played out to this right hand side, and Cambiasso being urged on by those Italian supporters behind the goal. That's not a bad switch of play out to Di Marco. Carvajal closes it down quickly and clears it away for a throw-in for Italy, level with a penalty spot down by the left corner flag. Spain is still waiting for a stopping play to make the change. Ball crossed into their penalty area. It's smuggled behind by Carvajal for a corner.
I don't recall them having too many corners, Italy.
I think it's the first.
Yeah, just thinking that.
Listen to the noise inside the Schalke Arena, Gelsenkirchen. Spain 1, Italy 0. Is this the moment when Italy get the chance to snatch an unlikely point? The referee is just intervening here in a bit of a dispute. Carvajal involved in it. Always combative. Retegui there amongst the Italian contingent. Lots of shouting and screaming going on. Not sure what sparked it, Alan Pardew.
Yeah, I think Carviel, I don't think he's at fault here. I think he's sort of moaning that the Italian centre-half grappled with the Spanish centre-half. I'm not sure which one it was, Lamonde, I think. But it's all going off in there as you'd expect. You expect someone to go to ground here.
And Bastoni's come forward, having scored a couple of goals in his country, and so too has Calafiori. He's put an own goal in at one end. It wouldn't be the first time, even in this tournament, wouldn't be the first time in the last 24 hours that someone has scored an own goal and then made amends with the equaliser. Swung in towards a near post, and it was flicked across the face of goal by Calafiori, but straight into the arms of Unai Simon, the Spain keeper. 86 on the clock, 1-0 Spain.
Yeah, Calafiori hit the deck there as I expected him to, because he'd give the goal away. He was trying to gain a penalty, and he was never going to get that. I mean, Spain look fairly comfortable, but the Italians are pushing.
Certainly their performance has been worth more than a 1-0 lead, but you don't always get what you deserve. And
no,
Italy just committing more bodies forward. Spain subconsciously maybe just dropping a little bit deeper as they can see the finish line. They can see a place in the last 16 as group winners.
Absolutely.
Still got defending to do here. Has been a breathtaking game, as we expected. Here's Calafiori carrying the ball into Spanish territory. Not a great pass out to his right, but it's well won back by Zaccagni for Italy. And now it's into the Spanish penalty area, and it's Fabian Ruiz hustling and forcing Zaccagni into the area. They've not got it clear yet though, and it's all a bit panicky. Cucurella with a clearance eventually clear towards the centre circle, but Italy dominating possession for the first time in the whole game with 2 minutes to play.
It's so strange, when you can have the greatest performance, which they've given really to some extent, for like 75 minutes, and then just get all edgy because you've only got that 1-goal lead, and that's what they're getting. A couple of scrappy clearances, a couple of moments they should have done better with Spain, and now Italy are coming again.
Calafiori out to the overlapping Zaccagni. Plenty of white shirts in and around the penalty. That was a really poor touch from Cristante. And again, he knew it, and he went to try and regain possession, and he caught Oyarzabal, and Spain have a free kick and a chance just to quell this little bit of Italian pressure.
Yeah, he's done all right, Castagni, since he's come on actually. He influenced the game somewhat, but just a poor touch there, and it's give Spain possession, and you'd like to think that they could keep this ball for about 3 or 4 minutes if they wanted to.
Unai Simon, the goalkeeper, is taking responsibility. I'd imagine he's going to just try and pick out either Perez on this left-hand side or play the ball out to the Spanish right, where Oyarzabal has his arm in the air. It's the Spanish fans who are singing away to our left. They lead 1-0. They had loads of chance in the first half. Donnarumma kept Italy in it. In the end, it looks like it could be the own goal from Calafiori that settles the contest in Spain's favour.
Great challenge. He's given a foul, but it wasn't.
Well, there's a bit of afters there because Retegui, the whistle had already blown, and he caught Dani Carvajal. Carvajal has gone down and made the most of it, I think just to try and waste a little bit of time. Lenormand initially involved in a grapple of legs with Retegui, who is a big physical presence. Did he need the follow-up challenge on Carvajal?
No, I think there's anything in that. Just Carvajal just showing a bit of experience there, trying to just bide some time.
That change that Spain were going to make, by the way, bringing on Vivian, I think they've had a change of heart and are just going to try and see this out with the personnel they have on the pitch. Long raking ball forward by Italy, looking for DiMarco, headed clear by Dani Carvajal.
Oh, clever.
And then tries to find Rodri, but the pass was a little bit too far in front of the man now wearing the Spanish armband after Morata went off. And here come Italy with Zaccagni down the left-hand side, little back heel from him just to keep possession, and then it's chipped over the head of Retegui, and Simon content to let that ball trickle behind for a goal kick. And we're going to move into 4 added minutes at the end of the 90. 4 minutes for Italy to find an equaliser.
Yeah, and Spain looked tired. I mean, you wouldn't put it past Italy trying to getting something out of this, but I mean, in such a beautiful game with so many great flowing attacks. To have this game decided by an own goal seems
criminal.
It does actually, yeah. Feels like we've been robbed. But there you are. They still lead 1-0, but Italy is still pressing.
Oh, but Spain have got a bit of space in behind here, and maybe an opportunity to seal the game. Cross from the right-hand side into the penalty area, cleared by Bastoni. They have men over momentarily. Here's Perez down the left-hand side for Spain. I think he'll just try and keep the ball in the corner if he can. Oh, he's actually skipped his way into the area, shoots down towards the goalkeeper's right, and it's clawed away by Donnarumma. Yeah. Suddenly his eyes lit up there, Perez, after the majestic piece of skill to get away from his marker. Oh, and Cucurella has been fouled. It's a Spanish free kick. You're listening to Euro Game Day live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. That would have been a great moment for your former player, Jose Perez.
Yeah, Perez was actually going to the corner, and the defender was like trying to sort of take him there. He slipped it between his legs, and now suddenly he was in on goal. He could have done a little bit better with the shot, and he might have found himself on the score sheet in his first ever game at this level.
So we're into stoppage time. Perez in behind the defence again. Oh, good shot towards the opposite corner this time. And once again, he can't find a way past Donnarumma. Down to his left, he's made the save. How big could that be? Because here come Italy at the other end. If Spain was to not win this game, it would be a travesty.
What a save that was, by the way.
Brilliant.
That's why he's one of the best goalies in the world. That was an outstanding left-handed save.
And there were some fans questioning Donnarumma coming into this tournament after an indifferent season at Paris Saint-Germain. He's been far and away Italy's best player. It could have been 4 or 5-0 without him.
Yeah, he's made 2 or 3 absolutely outstanding saves.
Still 2 added minutes though for Italy. The ball knocked forward by Cristante. Couldn't find Cambiasso ahead of him, and Spain will bring it into the Italian half with Perez. He's been a good outlet since coming on, actually, a former Leicester and Newcastle player. Ruiz is down, wanting a free kick, or at least wanting the ball knocked out of play on the halfway line. I think he might have cramp. Cucurella just helping him in that regard, and it is knocked out of play.
So you see,
by Aina.
The Spanish manager's done really well. He's taken off 2 outstanding young players who are kind of running out of energy, and brought on 2 experienced wide players to run the clock down, be clever, do the defensive duties. So again, another asset to their armoury, Spain, and they've been outstanding, and looks like they're going to see this through.
And they're going to make another change here, deep in stoppage time. Mikel Merino will be coming on, another former Newcastle player, and this will just eke away some seconds at the end of the game. Fabian Ruiz is going off with cramp.
Yeah, there he goes, the best player on the pitch for me. Absolutely outstanding.
You've developed a little soft spot for him in the 2 games we've commentated.
It's just great to see a player that contributes at every level of the game, not just like flair and going past players, doing the hard work, doing the yards, doing all the tough stuff, but having those silky skills around it. 2 games, 2 man of the match performances from me.
Well, all eyes on the referee now, because we've pretty much played the 4 added minutes. Spain still lead 1-0. They have made a change. They did knock the ball out for an injury, so I think they're probably going to play at least another minute at the end of the 4 that were initially indicated. Remember, it is a minimum of 4 minutes. And Italy might get one last opportunity to attack with Zaccagni down their left-hand side. Was he caught by Carvajal? The referee's going to say play on, because they have found Cambiasso down the right. He's got 3 white shirts in the penalty area. Crosses swept clear by Rodri. Away fans, or the fans away to our left, the Spanish contingent wolf whistling. They want the referee to call time. But Spain are coming forward on the counter here with Oyarzabal. He's been stopped in the centre circle by Di Marco, and the roar will tell you that Italy might get one last opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area towards the far post. And it's a brilliant header underneath his own crossbar from Laporte.
What's he given here?
After the ball had been just cushioned down.
Carvajal, yellow card.
And he's out for an Italian corner. think it was Cambiasso who tried to just knock the ball along the 6-yard box. He's going to take this corner in the 96th minute in Gelsenkirchen. Donnarumma is coming forward. What a story this would be if the captain could come to Italy's rescue. Referee delaying the kick being taken. He's having a word with Rodri. Donnarumma's going to make a nuisance of himself here.
Yeah. I mean, ironic, after all the saves he makes, he goes and scores.
Well, this will be one of the stories of any European championship.
He's pushing his luck, you know, Lenormand. He keeps, like, being so physical in there. Why do that with a minute to go?
Cambiasso to take the corner. Over the head of Donnarumma. Headed back out to the corner taker. Can he get the cross in here towards the far post? Not a bad delivery. Nodded down, and Calafiori with the overhead kick. It's wide. And Donnarumma will scamper back to his penalty area. And that probably, in fact definitely, will be the last chance, because the full-time whistle has sounded. Spain book their place as winners in the group of death in the last 16. It's a statement victory from this very talented young Spanish side that Luis de la Fuente has put together. They created so many chances. Donnarumma, the Italian goalkeeper, made a series of excellent saves. In the end, it was an own goal from Riccardo Calafiori that settled the contest. It's a first defeat outside of penalties at the Euros for Italy since losing to the Republic of Ireland in Lille back in 2016. They still have work to do for qualifying, but Spain all of a sudden are putting themselves in the shop window as potential winners of Euro 2024. It finishes here. Spain 1, Italy 0.